It was a high-risk game that beat the Pittsburgh Penguins in the third period. Hi, I'm Dan Kingerski on the Pittsburgh Hockey Now, a National Hockey Now YouTube channel. That high-risk game was not on the part of the Seattle Kraken, who got the 2-1 overtime win here at PPG Paints Arena. The win snapped the Penguins' 6-game winning streak and was their first non-victory in quite some time. The Penguins are 17-2-1 in their last 20 games, but they let one slip through their fingers on Thursday night. Brian Boyle said as much. Head coach Mike Sullivan said the game was fine in the first two periods. And by fine, what Sullivan meant is probably what you saw as well. The Penguins controlled the puck. They controlled territory, much like they did against Arizona on Tuesday night. But they didn't get those high-danger scoring chances. They didn't pressure the net. They didn't get a lot of great chances. After just two periods, the Penguins had 21 shots. They allowed only 9 in the first two periods. So to that point, the Penguins were in complete control. However, in the third period, Seattle outshot the Penguins 18-4. The Penguins' fourth shot didn't come until about 20 seconds left. Brian Boyle had a great chance near the net, but I guess he didn't go between the legs this time. And Philip Grubauer, the 2021 Vezina Trophy finalist, was able to make the save in overtime. The Penguins had a little bit of a chance to start, but Seattle won it about 1 minute in. I think Sullivan's words really rang true that the Penguins' high-risk game in the third period. Turnovers. Evgeny Malkin had a couple of bad turnovers, with some irony, actually. Malkin's first bad turnover led to the Penguins' goal. He turned it over. Seattle had a 2-on-1, but Marcus Johansson bowled over Tristan Jarry on the odd man rush. Malkin scores the power play goal. However, the second turnover led to the tying goal with about 4 minutes to go. Again, off the half wall, Malkin coughed it up. And Jordan Eberle, the old Penguins nemesis who used to torture them when he was with the New York Islanders, Eberle gets a breakaway. Jarry stops it with a nifty save. However, on the resulting offensive zone faceoff, Jared McCann, you remember him, went to the net, deflected a shot past Jarry. That tied the game, and eventually Seattle did win in overtime. This was probably a necessary loss for the Penguins. We've been talking about on Pittsburgh Hockey Now about the Penguins winning ugly or winning without their best. And they might have played well-ish in the first 40 minutes, but they didn't play their game. They didn't play as aggressive as they could have. The power play was passive versus aggressive until the third period power play goal. That was their shining moment. But until then, the Penguins were kind of just going with the flow of the game, taking only what Seattle would give them, not taking anything more. The Penguins are a much better team than Seattle, and they could have taken more. They could have taken a lot more, I thought. But they didn't, and they started taking risks and chances, just assuming that they were better than Seattle. Seattle held serve. Seattle held their structure. Head coach Dave Hackstall should be very familiar with the Penguins, from his time in Philadelphia. And they just kept the middle clogged. They kept at it in the third period. When they got their legs and the Penguins didn't have theirs, Seattle just really turned it on. So that's the game. The Penguins finally lose. Perhaps that will spark them on Friday night as they host the Detroit Red Wings, a team that has traditionally given the Penguins a lot of trouble. Detroit likes to play fast, but also soft, which kind of plays into the Penguins' worst tendencies and not their better nature. The Penguins kind of snooze a little bit against Detroit and just want to go out there and skate with them rather than putting them away. The Penguins' 1 point did put them in a first-place tie with both Carolina and the New York Rangers. By virtue of the wins in regulation and overtime, New York has 28. The Penguins in Carolina have 25, so the Penguins remain in second place. From PPG Paints Arena, I'm Dan Kingerski on Pittsburgh Hockey Now.